They say blood is thicker than water, but what happens when the hand that holds the knife in your back is your own family? I'm here to tell you a story about how I trusted my sister with everything: my career, my dreams, my future, and how she took it all away with one cold, calculated decision. She thought I'd never recover, but she was wrong. My sister and I were inseparable. We grew up sharing secrets, clothes, and even our career goals. After college, we lucked out and both landed jobs at the same company. She was the numbers whiz in finance. I was the problem solver in operations. We'd laugh and scheme about the day we'd be running the place together. It felt like our own little dynasty in the making, and for a long time, that dream felt so close. We were a dynamic duo, climbing the corporate ladder side by side. We celebrated each other's wins, covered for each other's mistakes, and became known as the team to beat. Our colleagues admired us. Our bosses praised us. We were on top of the world. But everything changed the day she got the big promotion. She was made the new regional manager. And just like that, she became my direct boss. I was genuinely thrilled for her, popping champagne and cheering louder than anyone. Her success felt like my success. But the celebration didn't last. Almost overnight, a shift happened. The sister I knew disappeared, replaced by a cold, distant manager. Suddenly, I wasn't invited to key meetings. My decisions were publicly questioned and undermined. Projects I had poured my heart and soul into were presented as her own ideas. The warmth was gone, replaced by a professional chill that cut deeper than any winter wind. I tried to talk to her about it, pulling her aside after work. "What's going on?" I asked. Her reply still stings. "It's not personal," she said, not even looking at me. "I just have to think about what's best for the company." Then came that Friday afternoon, the one that's burned into my memory. An email from HR popped up. Urgent meeting. I walked into the sterile conference room, my heart starting to pound. They told me my position was being eliminated due to restructuring. I was completely blindsided. "Who made this decision?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. The HR rep couldn't meet my eyes. He shifted uncomfortably and said, "The directive came from upper management, specifically from your sister." The world went silent. I couldn't breathe. My own sister, my best friend since we were kids, the person I trusted more than anyone on this planet, had just ended my career. I stumbled out of the office in a daze and called her, needing to hear her deny it. But she didn't. Her voice on the other end of the line was flat, devoid of emotion. "You'll understand one day," she said. "This is business." Business? I had given my all to that company. I had given my all to her. The weeks that followed were a black hole. I couldn't get out of bed. The betrayal felt like a physical weight, crushing me. I felt humiliated, worthless, and utterly alone. To make matters worse, my parents took her side. "She's in a tough position," they'd say. She must have had a good reason. But I knew the real reason. Deep down, I knew she saw me not as her sister, but as her competition. I forced myself to start applying for jobs. Dozens of them. I had a great resume, fantastic experience. But every time a company got to the reference check stage, the door slammed shut. I couldn't understand why. Then, through a sympathetic former colleague, I found out the devastating truth. My sister had been quietly poisoning the well, telling people in our industry that I was difficult to manage and not a team player. She wasn't just firing me, she was trying to blacklist me. That was the moment I truly broke. But as I sat there, at rock bottom, something inside me snapped. It wasn't anger, not anymore. It was pure, unadulterated determination. If she was going to tear down everything I had built, then I would rebuild it from scratch, on my own terms, where she could never touch it again. I started small, taking on freelance projects. It was just enough to pay the bills, to feel a flicker of purpose again. Then one day, an old client I'd worked with years ago reached out. They'd heard whispers about what had happened. "We know the truth about your work ethic," they said. "We know what you're capable of. Come work with us." That single phone call was the spark that reignited my life. That one opportunity changed everything. Word of mouth is a powerful thing. Soon, my reputation for reliability, creativity, and integrity started to spread. Within a year, I took a leap of faith and launched my own consultancy firm. It grew faster than I could have ever dreamed. And what about my sister? Well, they say what goes around comes around. Her aggressive, cutthroat leadership style started to backfire. Her best employees left, morale plummeted, and her department's performance tanked. Less than 2 years after she fired me, the company quietly let her go. The phone call came a few weeks later. Her voice was trembling, unrecognizable. "I I never understood how much I hurt you," she cried. "Can we please talk?" I listened to her apology, and in my own time I forgave her. But I didn't let her back into my life. Forgiveness, I've learned, isn't about letting them off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of their actions. Today I run a thriving business built on the very things she tried to strip from me: integrity, respect, and true teamwork. I make it a point to hire people who lift each other up, not tear each other down. And every morning when I walk into my own office, a space I built from the ashes, I remember the most valuable lesson she ever taught me. Sometimes losing everything is the only thing that can truly set you free. My sister may have ended my career, but in doing so, she gave me the priceless gift of my own strength. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd like this video. And subscribe to the channel for more stories about overcoming life's biggest challenges. See you next time.